So, just before we actually start the meeting, I just want to let everyone know, just like the other day, we have some very important issues that we have to get through for the business of the mountain. So I'm respectfully asking everybody to allow us to do our work and to have our conversations, and I would request that that include for Commissioners Wood and myself and Commissioner Strang, who is on via the Zoom. We have to do this business, and it will make it easier and quicker for everybody if we just, I'm just asking you please to just listen in. I think, the conversation will be, as always, interesting, but the bottom line is it's important for Gunstock Mountain Resort. So just everybody keep that in mind, and I believe that we're about ready to go. We may have to figure out exactly how the mics and the audio is going to work, given that one of the commissioners is on Zoom. So if we hear weird noises, we'll probably take a quick minute. We're going to try to broadcast him over these speakers, and we'll see how it works. So, I guess with that, hang on.
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Strong.
Yeah.
This is Vice Chairman David Strang. I'm the acting chair with the resignation of former Chairman Peter Ness. I'd like to welcome everyone to this special meeting of the Gunstock Commission. Today's date is July 31st, 2022, and the start time is 1:35 p.m. Commissioner Lambert, to open the meeting, would you lead us all to the Pledge of Allegiance, please?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Commissioner Lambert. To open this meeting, I'd like to make a motion to amend the proposed agenda to consist of the following. Item number 1, seal the minutes for Friday's non-public meeting in accordance with RSA 91A3, Section 2, Paragraph C and Paragraph J. 2, vote to rehire staff to ensure Soulfest is successfully completed. 3, vote to approve payment of a legal invoice. And 4, adjournment. Do I have a second for this motion?
Mr. Chairman, before I do that, I would like to add a second agenda item, which would be behind the sealing of the minutes, and that is pertaining to the legal services of the lawyer to represent Gunstock in the Soulfest matter.
Okay, I will amend the motion to include that.
I'll second the motion.
Is there any discussion? There being none, would you call the roll, Mr. Secretary?
Commissioner Wood.
Here. I'm sorry.
Commissioner Wood to amend the
Yes.
agenda.
I
Commissioner
am
Wood.
here to amend the motion, yes.
Secretary Lambert votes yes. Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
Motion carries 3-0, so the agenda is been amended. So, Mr. Chairman, with that, I have a motion prepared, and I move to seal the minutes of the non-public meeting of July 29, 2022 for RSA 91A3, Roman numeral 3, in that divulgence of the information likely would adversely affect the reputation of any person other than a member of the public body itself.
That should also include paragraph C, paragraph J, which is consideration of confidential, commercial or financial information. That is exempt from public disclosure.
I would add that to the motion.
Okay, I will second your motion.
Discussion?
Point of order, please. You know that I submitted an RSA 91A for those minutes and the Zoom recording. I texted that to Dr. Strang last night, and you folks received the more formal document earlier this morning, and Jade has acknowledged that that was received. Are you going to honor that right-to-know request? Because at the time it was issued, there was no sealing of the minutes.
So, first off, there is a 72-hour period before those minutes need to be revealed. And secondly, we were unable to seal those minutes at our last meeting because of the resignation and departure of commissioners. So, your point is heard, but we are going to proceed as is our right. I can assure you that your request and the several others that I have received, have no bearing on this. I stated the reason for the sealing, and that reason is legal and valid.
We'll see.
Is there any further discussion? Mr. Secretary, there being none, would you call the roll, please?
Commissioner Wood,
Yes.
Secretary Lambert votes yes. Chairman Strang.
Yes.
Motion carries 3-0. Mr. Chairman, for the amended agenda, I now have a motion which I will read. I move to retain legal services by Timothy W. Tapley, Esquire, of Brandon Tapley, LLC, in all matters pertaining to the contract between Gunstock and New Sounds Concerts, Inc., otherwise known as Soulfest.
Secretary Lambert, may I ask you a question before we proceed with a second? My understanding is that Mr. Tapley is from a law firm that represents Soulfest, so how is it that the Gunstock Commission could retain legal services that has already been engaged by an entity whom we are hosting at the mountain?
Mr. Chairman, that is incorrect. The emails that we have been receiving are from Mr. Tapley, and the law firm that represents New Sounds Management is the Foreman Law Group. That is contained in correspondence that we have been receiving throughout the past week.
But Mr. Tapley has been communicating with the commission clearly on the behalf of Soulfest, so I'm puzzled as to how we can retain his services when he's clearly communicating with us either on behalf of or as an agent of Soulfest. Can you explain better what his relationship is and how we could in any way retain him and what services we're looking to receive from him?
I second the motion.
So I guess we can continue the discussion. The Attorney Tapley reached out to us, being, number one, aware of the situation here at the mountain, and the fact that he has represented Gunstock numerous times in the past with legal matters regarding the Soul Fest people. And he, while currently not on retainer, was gracious enough to communicate with us as the attorney for New Sounds Concerts had reached out to him as being a longtime point of contact. So he offered to continue to provide this intermediary service and to alert us as to the ongoing contacts between the attorney representing New Sounds concert. So in this manner, where, as you can see by the emails that we have been responding, this has gone beyond a gracious work on behalf of an attorney not currently in our employ. So it's critical that we retain counsel as fast as we can, and therefore the reason for my motion.
Okay, so what you're saying is that he is not engaged by either SoulFest or their more global name. He's actually just been acting as an independent, hoping to intercede thus far?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay, now that you've explained that relationship, I have no objection to proceeding with that engagement. Is there any further discussion on the motion and the second? There being none, Mr. Secretary, please call the roll.
Commissioner Woods,
Yes.
Secretary Lambert votes yes. Chairman Strang.
Yes.
Motion carries 3-0.
Croc TV.